Hey, what's up? I guess we're live now. Looks like the stream's just starting to kick off. So hopefully everybody that's watching has some idea what's going on. I started this Monday, just a couple days ago, just making a life counter for a card game that we usually play on Fridays. And I'm just building it all out in Unity, making a basic Commander Life Total app that we can run on an iPad Pro or on Surface or something else. I don't think you can see my screen though, so I'm just sitting here talking without sharing anything. So let's put that up. There we go. That's much better. So I guess just to recap, we left off with life totals being able to go up and down, poison counters tracked, life things kind of facing the player. Set up for 6 players right now, but I want to make it scale down to 4. You can go up and down on the life totals, add poison counters, and do a couple other things. Some of the stuff I wanted to get in today maybe was a time counter, like just how long you've been playing, maybe a thing that goes around, or some indicator on the player's area for how long they've been taking, like total throughout the game. And it's just to kind of encourage people to speed up a little bit. And then other than that, I want to do like commander damage between players. So if the red player does 10 points of commander damage to the orange player, there'd be some little red icon thing here showing they're at 10. And then because once you hit the end, you lose, and that's it, right? So once you hit 21, I guess you lose. So anyway, I'm just going to start coding and go from there. So I think the first thing I wanted to add real quick that's super simple is just some buttons. So like a +5 and -5. So that way when you're counting up, it's just a little bit easier if you have to go up like 100 or some big number. So I'm going to put those in and then start digging into input events so that we can do dragging and dropping and all that kind of stuff. All right, so to start it off, expand this thing out. And we'll start with the first player panel. So let's see, we got the decrease and increase buttons here. Let's just find them in the editor. So decrease button is down here. Increase button is right here. There's no image visible, or there is an image, but it's alphaed out. We're going to leave it alphaed out. What I want to do, though, is kind of resize this a little bit. Just drag it over so there's enough room for a little +5 button. Duplicate the increase life button here, and then move it over and make it fit. Just like that. Then I'll just put a like +5 here. Then add a UI element that's a text mesh pro text. Make it fully stretch out and put in like +5. Yeah, we'll crank up this font. But first I'm going to pick the font that matches. And then if I want auto size, yeah, auto size seems fine. So +5. Is how this thing's just going to add 5 life. So to do that, we just go to the button since it already takes a parameter for how much life we want to modify. Just make that 5, and then I'm going to duplicate this, drag it down here into this corner. Let's change that to stretch on the bottom, and then just slide it down right here. So it matches the same width. We'll make this -5. Cool. -5, and change the amount here to -2. So now this will be our -5 button. We should probably rename this decrease. There we go. And I'll change that text too to be a minus, and maybe add in some red here. So let's just add a little bit of a gradient, maybe in the corners to make it red. Yeah, maybe I'll make the whole damn thing red. Yeah, I'm just going to go all solid red. So there we go. We got a -5 and a +5. And I think this should be all we need for that, just to add this in. Oh, did I set this to negative? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm just going to apply changes. And there we go. Now we got the button on all of them. Just play and make sure it works. Only thing I was worried about is the red on the red. I might just change the color of that red player. Be a little bit less of a bright red. Let's see. try this out. So plus works, minus works. I can still click below and above to modify by ones, and we've got fives. That was super simple. It's kind of what I expected. It's one of the reasons having parameters in those events is kind of helpful. So let's save, and then what I want to do next is start doing that the commander damage thing I was just talking about. So what I'm thinking is you like click or touch on one of these life totals. So like if you're the red guy, you did damage to the blue guy, you'd click on your thing and then drag it over to the blue guy's 40 here, or his life total, and then it would add the little counter right over here. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, but I don't think it's going to be too complicated. I think I know I'm going to need a new script for this. I think I'll start by putting it just on the life text and maybe move it around after. So this is going to be like a commander damage drag. And we'll open that up. And this is going to be the script for handling the dragging and dropping from one thing to another. And I feel like there should be some kind of an indicator there, but I don't know. I guess we can add that after. We'll make it work and then pretty it up a bit. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just add in the events for this. So I'm going to need an I pointer down, I think it is. I pointer, or is it on? I think it's I on pointer enter. I can never remember the name of these things. Just look it up real quick. It is, what's that stupid interface named? I pointer click handler. Right. And there's an I pointer enter. No, yeah, I think I need an enter. Actually, I don't need a click. I need enter and I pointer down and I pointer up. I think we need those. And we'll just hit implement interface on all these. It gives us the methods, and I'm going to hide some of this extra junk. I don't need any of this here. Don't need that. We just need to see the code. We don't need a properties window. There we go. So we got 3 methods here. One for when we start pushing the pointer down in there. One for when we enter. So if you like drag and go into a thing. And then one for when the pointer goes up. And we don't need to start an update here. Let me pull up that window again. Oh yeah, say Sean. So yeah, it's like a card game. Just play in person with friends. It's really good for game design stuff. I always recommend it for people who want to get into game design, just because it has some really good examples of how you can take a bunch of little mechanics and combine them into a big giant thing. It's kind of like a Hearthstone or any other card game, I guess, like that. It's a lot of fun though, but keeping track of life totals with a bunch of people is always a bit of a pain in the ass. And we were trying to do it with an app last week and had some problems. So I figured, why not just make a new one? It's an interesting, relatively simple project to throw together that kind of integrates in a couple different parts of Unity, and it seemed like it'd be fun and maybe make things a little bit easier. No, it's not even a game, really. It's more of just an app to use while playing the game. So it's, yeah, like the end result basically is going to be something that sits on an iPad in the middle of the table, and everybody can use it to keep track of how much life everybody's at, like how close they are to dying. These little things are for poison counters. You get 10 poison counters in the game, you lose. So you'll be able to keep track of those. Normally, everybody's keeping track of them on dice or paper or these little counter things. Everybody's got their own system, and it's always nearly impossible to tell once you have 6 people like how much life everybody's at. So, all right, now let's jump back into the code. So on pointer down, I think in this case, what we want to do is figure out which player it went down on, cache that off somewhere, and then when we drag and enter into another player and hit and get the on pointer up, then we'll do the thing to add in commander damage. So I think I'm going to start off by just caching what player this is on. Let's do private, player, and then do an awake. And here we go, player equals get component and parent. Player. And if you look here, that's just Unity up again. So this is where the script is right now, and the player is just on this panel right here. So we're just going to get that parent player right there and cache that locally. Then in on pointer down, we'll do selected player equals player. And I'm just going to make this, I think I'll start off just making this a static field. We're not really ever going to be doing more than one of these at a time. We're not going to, only one person's hand is really going to fit on this device. So I don't have to worry about that being static and only having one. On pointer up, I think we'll do if selected player is not equal to player. So if there was a drag from another player, then to add in commander damage. So do add commander damage from player. And we do it from selected player. And just add that as a method for now. And I'm going to start off just by logging it. From selected player. Cool. So now, if I did that right, I should be able to just kind of drag over and actually let's add in some logs here. Log the pointer up. Just get an idea of what's going on, what's getting called here. We'll do on pointer down. Just make it so everybody can see. So if you haven't used these events before, they're pretty simple, but you know, it's good to see them in action, I think. All right, so let's see. Let's start this back up. Get back into the editor. Just minimize that. There we go. So we've got the commander damage drag on this text. So I'm just going to apply so we get it on all of them. Otherwise, we wouldn't get that pointer up event on the other ones. And let's see if that works. So we just open up the console, drag from here to there, go up. And, oh yeah, we didn't get the log, did we? Let's see. So pointer enter is good. So hold on, drag. I wonder if we don't get the up. If we don't, it's been a while since I used this thing. Do not get the up if we don't start there. We don't. Okay, that's easy enough then. We'll just change it and use. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is just add a target player. And we'll rename selected to source. As you can see, I rarely use these pointer handler events too. It's just not something, unless you're doing a lot of UI work, which I rarely ever do. Not something you probably do a lot. So there we go. We'll set the player here, and then in on player up, we'll just check to see if source player is not equal to null and target player is not equal to null and source is not equal to target. So there we go. We have to have both of them. There we go. Let's try that. I think that's better. All right. Play. Okay, so we start dragging, we release, and there we go. Took damage. So this guy took damage from that one. Now, it is kind of hard to tell like which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it's right. Okay. Oh, there we go. Never mind. It's not hard to tell at all. It's giving me the name, just being stupid. So if I go from player 5 to player 1, it should say took damage from player 5. Perfect. All right. So now we need to actually keep track of the commander damage, and I don't really want to do that in this drag script. It's already 50 lines almost, and I don't really want to grow this into some oversized script, even if this is a simple little project. So I think we'll create a commander damage script that just tracks that. First, I'm going to move this into the scripts folder, though. And then we'll go in here and just keep let's create another one called commander damage. Now, I don't know if I want to see. Do I want to create a separate object for each one? I think not. I think I just want to have the player have its commander damage, keep track of that, and then update some UI elements. In fact, I think I'm going to create the UI elements first. And just as I think through how I want to code this stuff up. So we've got the life here. And then, like I said, I'm thinking like right here, just some little buttons for commander damage, like the amount of damage there or something. Just think this through. Yeah, I think that'll probably work. Maybe I'll move the poison over there or move these numbers or something. I don't know. All right, anyway, let's just add a new panel. And then in this panel, let's see, I'll shrink it down to here for now. This seems like a small space for 5 different commander damage icons. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Here, we'll just add a grid layout group, not a grid. And create some, I don't know if there should be buttons. Maybe they should. No, let's start with, let's see, what do I want to start with? It's so tough. Yeah, I'm going to start with images. Yeah, call this, call it commander damage. It should be in the grid. Let's see. Make a couple of those. A 4. Do I really need 6? I do. So I think what I'm going to do is just move this text a little bit over. Move the poison button a little bit over. Oops. Go to W. Move it a little bit more. And then I can take this and resize this panel just enough that it can easily fit 6 or really 5 of these things in here. Maybe I just need to shrink the size of these a little too. So to do that, I just got to go onto the panel here and shrink this down to maybe like 75 by 75. In fact, if I do that, I might be able to move stuff back over a little bit. Well, let's add a little bit of spacing here too. Between them. And we can shrink that down. Let's see, we want to go middle center on these. And yeah, I'm going to move the text over just a little bit. Like I said, I'll probably rearrange this stuff a couple times going through this, just figuring out where I want things. But I just need to get in some temporary places at least. And then under here, I'm going to add a text mesh pro text. And this is going to be a nice solid black for now, so I can see it. We'll make it fill the image and give it a value of 21. Then center and center, and change the font to match our current font. So this is going to be where we keep track of the damage, and it only ever goes up to 21. So 21 seems like the right value to put in there. And I don't really want to fill the whole thing. I think I want to go a little bit smaller, but I want to see what filling it was. I think maybe like 60. So now my thought here is that the background color of this would match like the background color of the, that doesn't match at all. Let's copy an image, or let's copy a color from here. By the way, if you didn't know you can copy colors, you can just right click, hit copy. It's pretty useful. And then you can just right click and paste them back in. So there we go. So I was thinking something like that. I think the square box looks kind of lame, but I want to get it functional and then swap it out, maybe pretty it up a bit. I might change the text color too. Let me do that in 1 second. Dog's going crazy. All right, so back and streaming. Dog barking in the background. Let's see. I don't know why my screen stopped sharing. So let's see on here. Why is my outline not on? Whatever. I don't care. I'm going to get this functional. And not, like I said, then we'll make it pretty. So we've got one commander damage button here. I'm going to, I don't know if I want to make this a prefab. Yeah, I'm going to make this into a prefab because we're going to add these dynamically, I think. So we'll have a panel for them, and then we'll drop them in as a new one is created. I think that's probably the right way to go, which just means that this will be the commander damage panel. And then we're going to need a script for that. So let's make a commander damage panel. He's a big pit bull. He's a little baby, but he's loud and heavy. Okay, so we got a commander damage panel. And how do I want to set this up? So right now we take damage. Let's see, commander damage. Oh, I already have a commander damage script. It's empty too. Good stuff. Let's see, how do we want to do this? So I think we'll tell the commander damage script to take damage from a player, and that'll tell the panel to do whatever it needs to do. So I'm going to go player.get component commander damage take commander damage selected player. There we go. And we're going to need to add this take commander damage. Visual Studio killing me now. Whatever, we'll just add it right in here. So just need a public void take commander damage that takes the player. Damage source here. Cool. So in here, I think what I want to do is create a dictionary of them, or yeah, let's start with that. So start with the dictionary, private dictionary of player and integer. Enter damages. New dictionary, cool. And then on enable, I want to clear that. So just do private void on enable. We'll do commander damages dot clear. And I don't know if that's right. This is probably some reset that. How do I reset? I don't have a reset yet, so this will be like my reset. In fact, my reset may just be reload the damn scene. Like, I really don't care. Like, when I reset, I want to reset everything, and reloading the scene should be instantaneous. So if we take commander damage, well, I guess in that case, that also means that I don't really need that. So if we take commander damage, let's do commander damages, damage source. No, because I need to add some stuff if there's not a new one. So we'll do if commander damages dot contains key image source player. So if we already have an entry in the dictionary, here actually, if we don't already have an entry in the dictionary, we're going to add one. So just do add damage source player, comma, let's start it off at 0. And then, because I'm just going to add it down here anyway. And then we need to tell the panel to do something. So we'll go, let's cache the panel. Private commander, actually, let's not cache the panel. It's kind of pointless since this is going to get called once every couple minutes. Right? Okay, so we'll just do get component in children. Commander damage panel, add damage source, and we'll just pass in source player. No, do I want to do that, or do I want to do it? I think I want to do a color. So we'll do damage source player dot color. Right. Let me think this through for another second, because I kind of want to have. No, yeah, I want the panel to know that though, and I don't want a color as the key. So I think we'll do the player instead. So just do the damage source player. And then we update that, and we need to update it in the panel as well. So let me think. Maybe I'll do this. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna, let's do set damage from source. Commander damages damage source player. I think that does everything I want. Let me add that to the player before I forget, though. Otherwise, I'm going to start playing later and wonder why it's not working. So there we go. Got that in. Let's go back over to Visual Studio, and we're going to go into the Commander damage panel now. So let's see, what methods did I have here? Add damage source. So do public void add damage source, and this takes a player. Damage source player. And in here, I need to actually, yeah, let's so I need a prefab. So we'll do serialized field. And this is going to be I think I want to create a type for this too. So let's go back into Visual Studio. Let's find this commander damage object, and let's call it commander damage display or entry. Entry display. Could be pretty specific there. Okay, so this is going to keep track of just the text object. It's going to know how to set the color of itself and the value, basically. It's not going to have any of the logic. It's just going to be setting colors and let's save, not saving. There we go. F6 to save. So I'm going to need a reference to the text. So do serialize field. No, we won't because we're only going to have one. Do private void await. And we'll do text or yeah equals get component tm pro text mesh pro u GUI. There we go. So we'll cache that off. That's just going to save our text object. So we want to write to it, we can. And then we'll do image equals get component image. And actually that text needs to be in children. So this needs to be get component in children. And here we need to generate that variable. So that's good. Now we need to be able to set the text and set the player. So, or set the color. So just do public void set color. And we'll pick a color. And here we'll do image dot color or dot material. Image dot rend. No, what is it? This is the new image thing. Set that in a second. Let's do public set text or no. Int set damage. Int damage, and here we're just going to do text equals damage.toString. Let's jump back out. Still got some errors over in the commander damage panel because we need a reference to this entry for our prefab. So here we're going to do a private commander damage entry display, and we'll call this commander damage entry display prefab and make that C lowercase since it's a private field. All right, so serial. Oh. I had a D in there. Just wondering why that wasn't showing up. So when we add a damage source, what we need to do is instantiate this prefab. So just do var entry equals instantiate, and we pass in the prefab. Then we're going to do entry.transform.setParent, and we set it to our commander damage panel. Since it's got a grid on there, it should just auto lay it out. And then what was the other method that we had on here? So we're calling from commander damage into the panel. Oh, set damage from source. Can I generate? There we go. Generate the method. Lead out, start an update. And let's rename that to damage. So now what I want to do is go through the children, find the one that has this player on it. Or I'll just keep them here. Let's do private dictionary. Player, comma, commander damage entry display. Just call it entry displays equals new dictionary, and here we'll just add it. So just go entry displays dot add damage source player entry. So just keep it in a dictionary so we don't have to find it every time. And then here we can just do entry displays damage source player set damage to damage. Okay, let's see. I think that's everything. Let me look through one more time. I still got to fix set color. I'll do that in a minute, though. I want to get this working. So I should add my entries now and set the damage. And then every time I drag, it should increase the damage by 1. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right, though, or where I messed up. And let's get rid of this little pop-up down there. Okay, so one thing I need to do, though, is assign this prefab. So I've got the prefab made. Let's just reapply that and select it. And then I need to assign it to this commander damage panel. And then I'm going to apply this thing, and then this is no longer going to be a prefab reference. In fact, I can actually just delete all of those out and then apply, because those are going to get added as we drag them in, basically. So I've got a commander damage here. Wait, does my panel have the script on it? Commander damage panel. Yep. I think we're good. Let's see. Let's try it out. Hit play. We'll drag from one to another and see if we get a little thingy. Yes. Well, we kind of did. Right. So I'm getting the display, but I'm getting it for. Oh, that's not right either. Let's go from there to there, there to there. So it's putting the damage thing on the source, not the target. It's not what I wanted. Okay, and it's, oh wait, why am I finding the same one every time? Oh, let's go into debug and play with it for a second. Let's see. So we look here at the commander damage script. I'm just going to put a breakpoint in. I just want to see what's going on. It's probably something obvious, but so I drag from blue, which is, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drag from this one, which I know is number 5, all the way down to number 3. So let's see. Source is 5. That's right. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. So on pointer up, where I'm adding commander damage, I'm adding it to the. Wait, no, this should be adding it to the destination player, right? On player, oh, sorry, on pointer up, source player, oh, add commander damage from player, yeah. Oh, no, it needs to go on to target player. Yeah, that's a problem. So we need to do, we need to pass in or use the target player here. In fact, why am I passing this around since it's just a static variable here? And why am I doing this? Let's get rid of that. Let's actually just take this, paste it in here. We'll make this target player from source player and delete that out, shorten this and simplify. There we go. Much better. Hey, how's it going? So we got a new person in here. All right, let's try that one more time. I think that should fix the problem. All right, so now we drag from 1 to 2. There we go. Damage goes on to him. Drag from there to there. Yep. And the numbers go up. If I drag from that, if I drag from this guy, the other one should go up. Beautiful. And that one should make that go up. And then I can take damage from there to there. There to there. I don't like having to drag that many times. If I get hit 5 times, but I'll figure out a solution for that after. Let's see. Let's get the color thing working. Let's see. How do I do that? Let's see. So we've got our image. I think we're just gonna set the color. Sorry, I just thinking out loud, thinking in my head. Okay, let's go back into the code. So where was that? This one. That's the right project. So our player first is going to need to know its color. So to do that, we'll just take a look. Here, let's actually we'll do a public color with a public getter and a private setter. So we can only set it from inside here. And I don't actually want to do any setting of this. Like, I don't want to set it in two places. I just want it on the image. So I'm going to do this dot color equals what is it? Get component image. Which this is the okay, image dot image. This is not the right thing. This is not what I'm trying to use. What am I doing wrong? I did something wrong. Oh, give me one sec, guys. I got to turn on my fan. It's burning hot in here. Okay, I should get better. Sorry, it's just super hot in here. All right, I think this should be .ui. There we go. Following using statement. For some reason, Visual Studio is adding experimental, and I was not paying attention to that. So there we go. We want to set this color to the image's color, and get rid of the extra using statements, and then go back over to, let's see, where was it? Commander damage entry display in here. Oh, yep, I did it in here too. .ui. And then here we'll just do image.color equals color. So that's all good. Now I need to actually set that. So set damage from source isn't here. It's let's see, where we're recreating it right here. We instantiate it, we set the parent, and I think right here is the right spot to do the color. We're only going to do it when we first take damage. So entry.setColor. And here we'll do the damage source player .color. Cool. Play one more time, and we should start to see different colors based off of who the damage is from, or where we started dragging from. So if I go from green to orange, we should see a green one. Red to orange, see a red. Perfect. This is almost exactly what I want. Let's see if I drag all of them in. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. I don't like this background panel, so I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see. Which one are we on? That's on number 2. And find that damage panel. So if I disable that image, a little bit better. It still looks like shit, though, with just solid squares. So I think I want to find a decent icon, replace that, and then, yeah, let's do that. Let's just do that first before doing anything else. Oh, and that thing wasn't flipped over. I didn't realize that. Actually, let's fix that first. I think it's because we're rotated and then we're instantiating after, right? Because these ones should be facing that way. They should be facing the player. Let's see. Let's drop one into the first panel here. Oh, commander damage panel. There we go. So we've got this. This damage object is rotated -180. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're going to do to fix that. Oh, here, first let's turn off the panel. I don't like that image being there, and apply that. Then we just got to go into the code and reset the orientation real quick. So when we add it and set the parent, we want to do an entry dot transform dot rotation. Entry dot, yeah. Oh, I spelled rotation wrong. Equals quaternion dot identity to just reset it. I'll just set everything back to zeros. So it should rotate the correct way and match the actual panels now. So when we do the drop, let's see, we drop right up here. What? That's not right. What did I do? Did I forget to save? No. I saved. Wait, what did I do wrong here? Something's wrong. So let's see. We've got that up here. We dropped one in. Oh, that already exists. Okay, let's drop from blue to here. So go in. We step into here. Add a damage source. We set the parent. Right now the rotation should be flipped, and it is not. Why is it? This is the entry object. Yeah. Why did that not? Why is the rotation 180? All right. Anybody see what I missed? I'm not sure what I missed. It's something wrong. For some reason, why are they still rotating? It is the object I flipped, right? The commander damage entry display script. Commander damage entry display, transform rotation, it's flipped over. Interesting. Not sure what I did wrong there. I'm sure I'm missing something really obvious. Such a simple problem. Okay, let's just do it in here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to find that icon now. So we need a new icon. Yeah, that fixed it and flipped it. Oh, wait. No, it didn't. I broke it again. I don't know. I'm going to look for an icon first, and then we'll figure that out. See, just pull over a Google search for images, and we'll pick something out. Unless anybody has a recommendation for a good little damage circle square. I think I want like a square of some sort. Let's just search for square icons instead of damage. What would be good? Not seeing anything super exciting. Of course, I did search for the word square icon, so I'm not too surprised. Oh, broken heart. Yeah, let's see. The problem with the hearts is that they're going to be all colored, I bet. And I really need something that can tint. Oh, let's see. Maybe. What can I find here? Oh, I also need to search for transparency. So go to color, pick transparent. There we go. Now let's see what in here would work. Something light colored. Yeah, maybe something like that. Whatever. I'll try it. Save image as. Got one heart. Let's grab a couple more. What does this one look like compared? Yeah, I'll take this little light gray. Just looking for things that I think I can easily tint and have the color show up well, so that way it's easy to tell what the source is. Anything that's too dark or too colorful will be kind of tough. Is that solid white and then transparent? That could work too. All right, we got 3 to play with. So let's try that out. Go back in here, go to the art folder. Ending up with surprisingly more art than I had expected. Quite a bit more. It's still not very much though. All right, so we got a heart. Wait, where'd my other one go? Just drag 2 in here. Oh, okay, there we go. So we got a heart. Oh, I just duplicated the damn thing. All right, so set these to sprites. Set that one to a sprite. And then drop these things out here. So I'm going to do this. I think I'm just going to put a counter in, swap the icon, see what it looks like. So let's go from here to here. Then we'll take the commander damage thing and just swap in a sprite. Start with a heart. Let's zoom in a little bit. Where's the scroll bar? Okay, so that's, I don't know, not super exciting. It's also not very tintable because it's not white. Let's try this one. Better. If I shrink down the text size a little bit. Let's see. That, say 21, since that's the max. And then maybe if I went with like a white. Not a red. Well, like that. That could work. Just have little hearts for each color. Seems fine to me. I think I want to increase the size of these just a bit, though. I want to, like, say I went back to 100. It's too big, yeah. Whatever. 75. It's okay. I just don't want that text to be super small because if people have a hard time reading or seeing from far away, it might be kind of hard to tell what's going on. If I go up to 100, let's see, how big can we make the text then? And really, I guess it doesn't matter if it goes outside, but kind of weird. Yeah, let's go into scene view. So put that right up here. Yeah, I think something like that would work. Would fit. Let's see, what does it look like in game view again? Good enough. Okay, I think we'll go with that. So this is set to what, 100? 100 by 100. And the font size is 55. And it's whatever. I'm just going to copy the transform values here. Copy, stop, and then let's go down to the prefab. By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen in 2018, there's a new Prefab Viewer thing. It looks pretty interesting. I opened this in 2017, or I'd pull it up. But you can actually like drop a prefab into the extra little window and inspect it a little bit. I'm not sure how useful it is, but it's like an alternative to dropping it in the scene, I guess. But could be cool. Could be useless. I'm not sure yet. But it seemed kind of neat. Okay, so let's paste the values here and then swap out that image, this sprite with this one, and adjust the size here to 100 by 100 and apply. I should get colored hearts for each one. And then I just got to figure out why they're upside down. Here we go. We got a heart, a heart, a heart. Let's see. But when I get to 5, it's going to, yeah, that's bad. And actually, these hearts look kind of fucking weird now. Then I look at it with multiple on there. It seems kind of strange. Maybe it's the text color. Let me change that text color. Was I going with white, right? Try one more time with white and see if it looks okay. It seemed kind of weird on there. Just so many big ass hearts. Maybe it is just too big too. Maybe if I just shrink these back down to 75, they'll look normal. I don't know. I'm not super excited about the look of them, but I guess it works. Yeah, I'm going to try something else. I don't know what. Let's see. I'm going to go with Still feels like just a box might be better. Let me try it again with the box. Sorry guys, just bouncing all around on this. It's just yeah, no, that's much worse. Yeah. Okay, so whatever. Let's just go back to hearts for now. And I don't know if anybody has more suggestions for a sprite, let me know. Try out some different stuff. There's something that takes up a little bit less space, I guess, and just gives more space for the text would be good. Okay, so I guess now that's working. I still got a little bit of time left. The other thing I wanted to do was a turn counter so that you could keep track of like whose turn it is and how long they're taking. So I think what I want to do for that is put a button somewhere that just goes like next turn and have a turn indicator. Let's start just by making a little turn indicator. So I'm going to create a new image here, and we'll use let's find like a poker chip icon or something. Something that shows like, it's kind of standard for whose turn it is, like a little markers or something. I don't know. Maybe I search for turn icon. Or player icon, maybe. It's something to show like this is, it's this person's turn and they're playing. Oh, I'm just going to use a poker chip for now. This should be fine for now. Just some indicator so you can tell whose turn it is and then hit it to move it to the next player's turn, basically. So go art, and we got an image here. Where's that poker chip? Oh, did I drop it in here? Nope. I drop it actually into the project. There we go. And it's named 11 something something something. Swap that over to a sprite so we can use it in UGUI. And then take this image and assign it real quick. So just call this turn indicator. And where's it at now? Right now it's right there. Let's oh, it's in the panel. It can't be in the panel. It's got to be out of there. Otherwise it's trying to go into the grid. So if this is like 128 by 128 and we put it, I don't know, around here, how does that look? Kind of lame, but it maybe a better idea would be like to glow the current player's turn. I like that better. Like just have it kind of like an outline or a glow around it so we can tell whose turn it is. And if we do it that way, it can just go onto the player panel and just assign like is my turn and then have that background image change. What do you guys think? Anybody got any ideas for the best way to display a turn? I'm kind of torn right now between putting a little indicator there or glowing it or doing both. Just kind of thinking like if we went in here, added another image that was just around the edges. Okay, yeah, let's try that. So let's add an image. Stretch it out. Give it a background sprite, uncheck fill center, and give it like a little bit of a something a little bit like that. Maybe a little bit bigger of a glow. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Just start blinking red after like a minute or two. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, so if we do this, I can get like a little, let's see, what does it look like red? We might need an image with a slightly bigger border. Let's see, I should set that up. So right now the border is just kind of small. I think I need to make a slightly bigger one. Let's go into Photoshop. Yeah, you're right. I think I'm going to change that red box because the red doesn't work well with this red for losing life either. Like, I think the easiest solution to all the problems with red is just have a yellow player. That'll fix most of my problems. So let's make a. Yes, I save. I don't know. Oh, I hit new scene. I was trying to hit new image. Okay. And here, new image. Just gonna make this big. And transparent. And that looks good. And then we'll just make like a box around the edges. Rectangle with a stroke of, I don't know, like 20 pixels. Oh, did not type that right. Let's go 20 from here to here. Oh, oops. Undo that. I don't want to fill. I want it transparent in the middle. And I want this color to be solid white, so I can just adjust it from the editor, from my code. There we go. What? Oh, is my color backwards? And why do I keep dragging from the wrong spot? Okay, let's try that again. Undo. Undo. There we go. Sorry, I'm terrible with Photoshop. Ah, there we go. White. If I can get it right. Oh. From center. Done. Ah, it's so used to my Unity hotkeys. I keep hitting the wrong damn thing. Okay, let's try this again. Now I've really screwed it up. All right. Hopefully everybody's having fun watching me totally fail at using Photoshop again. Something I do often. I don't know what I did. I just screwed it all up and made it not draw my squares. I checked that from center box. I don't know where to uncheck it. I literally, yeah. Hell. Okay, let's try that again. Well, that was fun. Let's just start that over. Start over creating an image of a square. Lots of fun and dramatically more complicated than it should have been. Okay, so let's go back in square. We just need a rectangle without a fill, with a stroke, blah, blah, and not from this. There it is, from center. There's the stupid checkbox. Okay, there we go. Now we should be able to create a square. Perfect. All right. All that work to make a square. And it's probably going to be the wrong size. So let's save it as a PNG. We'll just call this square.png, or let's call it outline. Give it a semi-reasonable name. And then drop that in. Now I got to reopen the right scene. I accidentally created a new scene and all that mess. And then find the image right here, and we'll just assign that. Oh, I gotta set it to be a sprite too, though. Where's outline? Switch it over to a sprite. and then assign it. There we go. Now we have a nicer, bigger border that's actually visible. So I think what I might do too is just start it off at green. It looks pretty ugly without a texture, but we can add that later. And then maybe just kind of fade it from like green to yellow to red based on how long they're taking. That works for me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's rename this to turn indicator. And I was planning on ending at 1, but I think I'm going to go a little bit longer because I want to get this turn indicator stuff working. I'm going to need this tomorrow anyway, so may as well just finish it off. All right, so we got a turn indicator. And then let's see. So we need public void start turn and an end turn. So when we end turn, we're going to turn the image off. Let's cache the image though. So do private, or here, do it the way I normally do it. Private void awake image equals get component. What? Failing is typing today. Image. And you can't use expression bodies, damn it. Not an option. Okay. IntelliSense is giving me all kinds of weird problems. It's ever since I installed and uninstalled ReSharper and CodeRush, I'm running into some problems. I think I need to reset some things. Private image. There we go. My auto generation has just become a pain in the ass. Okay, so we've got an image. It's there. When we end turn, image.enabled, it's going to be false. When we start turn, image.enabled is true, and image.color, I'm pretty sure it's lowercase, equals get color for time. And here we'll generate a method. We can't. I'm going to restart Visual Studio because I'm tired of my hotkeys not working. Reopen that turn indicator. And I think what I'm going to do here is just have the turn indicator handle the counting. So when you start your turn, it'll start off green, it'll count up for a while, and then it'll drop back down or turn back off when you switch turns. Okay, so in fact, in that case, we probably will use the update, mark it as private, and we're going to need a get color for time. Okay, apparently I'm just not going to be able to generate anything. Just do private color, get color for time. And I need to start a timer here or keep track of like when the turn started. So I'll do private. I'm going to do a float or date times. I think. I'm going to do date times just for fun. So we'll need a using system statement. So date time is just the easy way to keep track of a time. You could also use floats and just keep track of the seconds, but I've been using date times and some other stuff, some non-Unity stuff a lot, and what the hell. Just do it. It makes it really easy to tell what's going on when you're debugging things too. So we'll call this start time, or call it turn start time. And then whenever we start the time or start the turn, let's do turn start time equals datetime dot now. Now get color for time is gonna depend on how many minutes your turn has been, I think. So to start off, we'll keep it simple. I think I want to have it scale like over turns. So maybe you get like an extra minute a turn or something. And actually I want to have it in some settings. So it's adjustable too, and people can kind of tweak it. But we'll start off with float turn duration equals datetime dot now and the start time dot total seconds. Oh. Start turn start time. That total seconds. There we go. So do if turn duration. By the way, we could definitely just do that with floats too, and just use like time.fixed time. There's zero reason that we have to use date times. I said just wanted to use them for the hell of it. So if turn duration is less than 60, return color dot green. Why is this not? Just nothing is auto completing. And then if turn duration is greater than, I'm going to call it 5 minutes for now. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to return a lerp color. Right. So if it's greater than 60, we'll do turn color. I did not see that in here. We're just gonna do hard coded ones for now. So we'll do green, and at 3 minutes we'll do red. 180 we'll do yellow. And here we'll do red. And in the update, eventually I think we'll make this fade and pulse and stuff, but gotta kind of pick up the pace here. Getting a little late. So here in the update, we'll just update the color only if, actually it doesn't really matter if it's enabled or not, but yeah, let's do it only if it's enabled. It's stupid to do it every time. And I just realized here that is missing a D and that's missing a D, and Visual Studio is not telling me what's wrong. I type things. Okay, so let's see. I'm sure I spelled something wrong. Oh, no. Here, we're just not returning a default color. Actually, here, yeah, really. See, if it's less than 300, we'll return yellow, and then otherwise we'll just return red. That makes more sense. So we go green at a minute, yellow at 5 minutes, or up to 5 minutes, and then red after 5 minutes. Well, what was the last error here? It's weird. I can't even click on my errors, but it's line 31. Oh, double, not a float. And I don't need to cast it as a float, so we'll just keep it as a double. Cool. So let's see. Let's first we need to apply this prefab, but I'm not actually calling the turn indicator methods. So let's go back into Visual Studio and actually start calling these. So we have start turn and end turn on the player. I need a player turn controller of some sort. So let's just do that. Turn controller. And I'm just going to put, I think, a button right here that'll just flip to the next person's turn every time. So it's just going to keep track of all the players, and then it'll go through and loop. And as you hit the button, it'll go to the next turn. So let's add a, let's get rid of this graphic there and create a button. Let's go UI, drop a button in. The button is not going to be under the panel. There we go. Yeah, go to the scene view again. Drop that right in the center. And then let's give it an actual button icon. Do we have a button? Not really. I feel like I should pull in just a UI kit just to make it look better. Whatever, put in a graphic for now. It'd be like the next turn button. Just hit that to go to the next turn. Let's name it. And then in here, on click, we'll hook into the turn controller. Where do I want to put that? I think I'm going to put it on. Let's just make an empty game object for it. Turn controller. Just name this turn controller. Set that just so it's clean. And then in the button here, we'll just assign the turn controller to on click and call turn controller dot. Oh, we've probably create a method on here. Let's call it next turn. So just do a public void next turn, and that's just going to go through and get the next player and set them to set to their turn. So let's do it like this. We'll go private list player all players. New list of players, and then in awake we'll get all the players. So find object of type player. Just find them all in order. Find objects of type player dot to list. We'll need a using link statement. At least, hey, Visual Studio is working now. We'll set all players to that and get rid of this default initialization. So there we go. So this is just going to turn that array of players from find object type into a list. And then actually, I think it may be better just keep it as an array. So keep it as a player array. We won't go through there. And we'll do private and current player index. And that's just going to default to 0. So then what we'll do here is just go current player index plus. Here, actually, no, we'll do all players at current player index dot start. Wait, no, it's not the player. It's turn indicators. I don't want players, I want turn indicators. I really don't care about the player here. The turn stuff is really, really separate from everything else. So here we go. We'll start, or we'll end turn, or should I call it end or stop? End turn, yeah. So end of the current player's turn when next turn hits, and then we will increment the index and start the next player's turn. But we have to check to make sure that we don't go over the edge. So we'll do start. Right here we'll do if current player index is greater than equal to players dot length. Player index equals 0. And let's start this off at -1, so that way this so we just get it to kick off. The first time that we start, we'll call next turn. Once current player index will go from -1 to 0. And it won't do anything the first time because it's -1. It'll increment, go all the way through. Every time we hit, we should just go to the next player. Next player should start and stop their turns. Save that. Okay. Save hotkey isn't working either. The F6 to save and build. And then we'll jump back over to our button and then hook up that button to the turn controller real quick. So we've got it already assigned in here. Just need to go in turn controller and pick next turn. Save, and I think just about done. I think turn indicator when it begins needs to do end turn. Right. So when we first start, we don't want any of the turns there. But then that also means that when we go into turn controller, we're going to move this to start. And the reason for that is it might work fine in here, but as soon as we go over to an iPad, the execution order could change, and we could end up calling next turn here, incrementing the thing, and actually blowing everything up because awake hadn't even been called yet. So image would be null. We get a no reference exception, and then it might, like I said, could work totally fine in the editor, and then just blow up as soon as we start on an actual device because the execution order of those scripts is variable. It's not going to be the same. It's one of the most frustrating things. So there we go. It's this guy's turn. We hit the button. It's that guy, that guy, that guy. Okay, so the order is all kinds of fucked up. We'll have to change that. So what we really want to do is go from here to here to here to here. So I want to go in order of the panel. I think I'm going to move the turn controller to the panel. And then just remove this object. Take the button here and just reassign it to the panel one. Go turn controller, next turn. And then in the turn controller, I'm just going to look at the children. So I want to do get component. Get components in children. I'm missing the S here. Order by T, and I want to do T.transform.sibling index to array. So here, if you don't use link at all, like a lot of people don't, it's just a super simple way to order things or sort or filter or any of that kind of stuff. So just using the, we're getting all of the turn indicators that are children of this and then ordering them by the sibling index. So when we use the lambda here, if anybody's not familiar with them, the T is what it's going to do is basically go through everything in this array and call this order by, and the T is going to be the object in the array. So it'll be that turn indicator. So for each one of them, we're going to order it by the turn indicator's sibling index, which is that index in the actual editor here. So like this will be 0, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. It's going to match the cloned names basically. So that should give them to us in the right order. And we should start with this guy as player 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And really that's not the order that I want them in either, right? Because now that I think about it, like when we play, we don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go around in kind of in a circle, right? You go around the table when you play a card game or a board game or whatever else. So I need to change that order right there. In fact, what I really want is 1, 2, 3, then player 4, 5, 6. A couple ways I could do that. Let me think. What do I want to do? Still need to fix that stupid heart direction too. So let's see. Actually, hold on. Let's just watch and see if it turns yellow. Actually, hold on. Let me turn those timers way down. I want to make sure that works, and then we'll fix the player order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I could put a player number on here. The problem with it is like it's using the grid right now, and I really don't want to redo the grid and how it lays stuff out. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna give them player numbers. It's just the easiest way to do this. So let's just make a serialized field, private int player number. And then we'll make a public read property. So now it's accessible, but we can't change it from our code. So we can change it in the editor. We can read it in our code, but our code can't accidentally write it. Doesn't really matter for this thing too much, but it's just a good habit, and it's one I've kind of stuck with. So anything that's showing up in the editor that I don't want changing from outside the editor just can't be changed from outside the editor. Okay, so let's just do that. So go player 1, and let's just name this player 1. I'm going to rename them as we go through. So player 2 will be player 2. And now what we're going to do is, once it's done, just go through the link statement and have it order by player number instead of sibling index. So this is going to be player 4. And then this will be player 5. And then that last one is going to be player 6. And we'll make that 6. So that's good. I'm going to go back over to that sorting. Where's that sort? Player. Oh, I'm blind. It's literally right in front of me, and I was looking all around. Get component player player number. So now we're sorting by player number instead of by the sibling index. I really love link. It's super nice for this kind of stuff. And then I want to go into the turn indicator, and I want to turn these down. Let's make this 10 seconds, and no, let's make it 5 and 10. I'm super impatient. Okay, so let's see. Let's hit play. And watch. Hopefully the thing turns yellow after 5 seconds and then red after. So we start the game. Uh-oh, there's an error. No reference. No reference. What's the problem? Turn indicator. Oh, get component in parent. The turn indicator is a child of the player, so we need to get the player as a parent to get that player number. There we go. Let's try that again. We hit it, and it should just start on one turn. After 5 seconds, it should turn yellow. There we go. And then after another 5 seconds, it should turn red. Beautiful. Okay, then we go to next player. Turn yellow after 5 seconds. Yep. Cool. And then we go all the way through. Just kind of works. It resets when we go back to a player. So we do need a good turn icon here. I think just like some arrows or something. Like the two-way arrow loop crap would be good. Something in this button to indicate that that's what it does. And we can still click the life ones here. I think everything's good. Yeah, so I'm going to swap out that icon and then wrap it up. And then maybe tomorrow we'll put a little more touches on here, just make it a little bit cleaner. So we can get, like I said, I still want to get total times for players just so we can shame all the slow players into playing faster and get to do more stuff, you know? And then it'll probably be pretty much done. Oh, wait, why is this button not working? Okay, so that's an issue. Oh, when it's their turn. Ah, shit. Okay, so I got to fix that. That's a serious issue where if it's your turn, this turn indicator is eating up the clicks. So we can't click through it. Not a big problem. I can fix that. I just got to remember what the change is for that. It's something small. I can't remember what it is, but figure it out in a minute. But before I do that, I wanted to do whatever I just said I was going to do before I got distracted and confused. Oh, get a new icon. That's right. So we'll get a new icon for this. So let's just get a next icon. I'm going to grab something semi-colorful, I think. Where's the thing? That actually seems kind of perfect, right? If it was transparent, it would seem perfect. Always forget to hit that filter. Color, transparent. Yeah, something that just says next or like really indicates what it's doing. Be good. Like, and I kind of like that, but I don't like the fact that it's an arrow pointing in a direction because it's going to be right there in the middle, and it's look like it's kind of might be a little confusing. That's no good. Come on, there's got to be something. I was just thinking like two little wrapping arrows, or I don't know what that icon is normally for though. I assume there's some term I should search for. I could just take this button. Looks kind of lame though. Search for, yeah, like I want that. I guess it's like a refresh icon, right? Yeah, something like this. Let's try that. Save image as. Yeah, let's put this into the right folder. Oh, that's a .icl file. Damn it. Wait, let's see if I hit the page. Can I get a... Ooh, this one looks even better. There we go. Download PNG. Save image as, and put that into the right folder. We should be good. Let's see. Well, let's get that in there. So, I guess while I'm kind of wrapping this stuff up, I think this is almost done. So I'll probably do some more live streaming of other kinds of projects soonish. If anybody's got kind of requests for stuff that you want to see built, ideally stuff that can get done in an hour or two. So it's, you know, don't have to get spread out across a bunch of things. Just let me know. Shoot me an email or something. You can drop it in chat now, but shoot me an email and I'll be more likely to remember later. Just need to come up with a couple ideas for cool stuff to throw together. And, you know, it's kind of fun just making these little streams. Why am I not able to assign my... Oh, because I'm doing the wrong thing. Putting it in the wrong spot. I'm putting it in the target. There we go. So let's see. How does that look? Yeah, I think that makes it more obvious. And delete the text. Just hit the button. It should go to next turn. and be good. Yeah, that works. So I think before I wrap this up, I do want to make sure that I build this out to. Actually, no, I'm just going to build it out to iOS, and I don't have a Mac with me right now, so I'll have to set one up. Maybe in the next stream, I'll let you guys watch me struggle fighting with a beat up old MacBook Pro that barely works, trying to get this to build out to an iPad. I think it'll be easy. Like there's nothing technical that should be a problem. It's just going to be fighting with an iPad and making sure that I still can deploy to the iPads that I have. Well, and that an iPad in the house somewhere works, right? Let me change those times real quick, though. Set that back to 60 seconds and 300. And I think I'll wrap it up. By the way, if anybody like plays Magic and just wants the code for this, let me know, and be happy to zip it up and send it over. Can't really distribute it because the images are all just random stuff I grabbed off of Google, but whatever, you can use the code and copy the images yourself or whatever. Should just work though. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Probably do another one, like I said, either tomorrow or next week, and then later today I was gonna shoot up a video on using Unity 2018, some of the new features in there. I still need to dig through and find all the cool stuff. Like I said in my email, though, the mute audio button persisting is already enough of a win to make me want to switch. Stuff constantly playing music in the background. All right, so yeah, thanks for coming, guys. If you guys got any questions, just shoot me an email. If you don't know my email, it's just jason@unity3d.college. And I'd be happy to answer questions, send you this stuff, or build some new stuff in the future. All right, thanks, guys.